Hey guys, normally I would say we're wrapping up another week, but this is going to be weeks, so we're wrapping up the end of today. With this budget fight, it's going to kind of just keep on going. A lot of us are going to be working through the weekend, through next week, trying to avert a government shutdown. And I kind of want to spend a lot of time talking about that. There's groups that are that have different ideas, different policies that they want to see in the funding bill. And honestly, I disagree with some of my colleagues that are from the left, what they want, and most of my colleagues from the right, I completely agree with. But the thing I always got to keep in mind is what can be signed in a law to avert a shutdown. And at some point, your idea doesn't go anywhere if you can't get 218 in the House and can't get 51, and sometimes on these funding bills they require 60 in the Senate. So at what point do you say, okay, let's negotiate, let's talk about this, what wins can I get in the bill, rather than just saying nothing's going to be good enough, therefore I'm going to shut it down. When you do that, are you really about policy, or are you really about self-promoting? Because it's the way our founding fathers set it up. This isn't your Congress, this isn't my Congress, this is the people's Congress. This is where we all come together, and our founding fathers set it up to have different ideas from different areas of the country, so we all represented our own backyards. So not one person's idea could rule the whole country. And so that's why there's never been a perfect bill. That's why there's always been negotiation. There's always something to find out in a bill that you don't like, and there's things in the bill that you actually might like. But we've got this purist mentality that thinks every bill has to be perfect. I want it to be perfect too. But it's not the world I get to live in. So I'm required to negotiate. I'm required to find the best bill that I can move forward. And guess what? In different Congresses, that changes. For instance, if the Republicans controlled the House, and we controlled the Senate, and we controlled the White House, the funding bill would look much more conservative, which a lot more funding would be cut, and a lot more programs would be reorganized or done away with. But considering that the Republicans only control the House, and we have to deal with Chuck Schumer leading the Senate, and we got to deal with Joe Biden as the President of the United States, that bar has to shift a little bit. And we got to be realistic on what we can get and get the wins that are possible. Because if we can't come together as Republicans and decide on what we're going to do, then we give all the power to the Democrats to decide what they're going to do. And I promise you, the bill that they decide on isn't going to be conservative at all, and it's not even going to look at spending at all. It's going to be increasing spending, or let's keep status quo. So I guess the reason why I'm talking through this with you all is to understand the fight that's taking place, and at some point we do have to negotiate, and at some point these individuals that are talking about policy have to realize it's really becoming more about them and not the policy, because if it was policy they'd be sitting at the table trying to negotiate the best deal they could moving forward, with the understanding that we have to negotiate, unfortunately, with Chuck Schumer and Joe Biden. So with that, guys, just let you know, we're up here working. We're going to continue working as hard as we can and try to get the best conservative bill we possibly can to fund the government. But one thing I do not want to see is a shutdown. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.